What is up, guys? Somebody on Earth here, and today we are going over the 3.19.2.0 update notes for Unturned. Now this is the so the 3-year anniversary event is coming up. So this is what he said. Next Friday, 7/7/17, marks Unturned's 3rd year on Steam. I can't believe it's been so long already. The time has just flown by. I've loved every second of it, and I'm excited to continue working on Unturned in the years to come. As a part of the event, Unturned will finally be transitioning out of early access, and to celebrate, it will be accompanied by the 3.20.0.0 update containing the map I've been working on these past months. So here's the trailer for it. We'll play that in just a second for you guys. And then also the main release trailer for Unturned has been updated, and we'll watch that as well. And then he says, thanks to the Hawaii team for acting in these new trailers. And then here are the update notes. The additions were no weapon, no buildable safe zone node options for map creators, and flag short random NPC reward type. And then the improvements were landscape and foliage system to automatically spawn when clicked in the type browser. The tweaks included ambient audio to randomly increase and decrease in volume, which basically means as you're walking through the forest or something, the crickets and other noises will get a bit louder or a bit softer, or that stuff. And then the fixes were landscape holes interfering with interacting, multiple quest-related bugs on Hawaii, underground player spawns on Hawaii, fixed water volume near Kailua Kona on Hawaii, fixed lava kill boxes at Mauna Kea on Hawaii, fixed some minor visual bugs on Hawaii, and abuse in magma boss chamber on Hawaii. Now that is it for the update notes, guys. So we're gonna play the trailer for you right now. Alright guys, so we're going to go through that in just a second, but right now we're going to also watch the main release trailer for Unturned on the Steam page. So let's watch that. Alright guys, so now that we have the trailer, we're going to play this and we're going to analyze like every little bit of it, so let's get into it. Alright, so now first we see that this is like a 4-lane road, which is awesome, and we see some crash cars and some boulders that maybe were like a rock slide or something. We see the new trees that have been added that he teased in several updates ago. Now we see right here a train that has crashed and is almost falling off this new bridge, which is awesome. It looks like there's some more debris now. Looks like some wood or something that's on the ground along with boulders and grass and stuff. Because that doesn't look like a tree. Maybe it's a branch. I don't really know. Can't really tell. Looks like that's a tunnel that collapsed or something, not really sure. Then up here we can see some trees, some white trees, so that means there's a peak up there. And right here we see a campground with a little observation deck of probably mountains. That looks like it's a space shuttle launch over there. We'll get to that in just a second. You probably saw that in the trailer already. We see some like motorhome type things and the office building or whatever, and a truck, and of course this is zombie infested, so yeah. Then here we see a nice waterfall, and there's probably a cave system up there. We can't really see anything else down in the valley below. And then here we see another mountain in the background, a new farmhouse, sun deck, like a deck type thing. And then we see some fields of something, not really sure. That might be grapes for the wine that you probably saw in the trailer. There's like wine and beer in Germany. Then over here we see greenhouses full of stuff. Yeah. Then here we see a little fishing town. So it's on the river, plenty of houses, little shack, plenty of docks. So expect like boats and stuff to be spawning here. Then here we see the beer festival type thing. I don't really know what this is. I'm just assuming it's a beer festival because it has a keg of beer, a wine bottle down here, a wine rack, and then beer taps on here. Looks like it's near a town maybe. Don't really know, but this is a cool little overhead thing, like a little sunshade. Then here we see an airport, obviously infested with zombies. And can't really see anything up on the mountain just a second ago. Here we see the prison. Now this is really cool because down here, right here, this little van is either a SWAT van or like a prisoner transfer van. So that's brand new. I don't know that the cop car is new. Might be a new German cop car. Don't really know. And then over here, this is the prison, obviously. We see a basketball goal. We see a little hatch to get on the roof. And we see inside the prison later. And then we see the watchtowers and the gate. So that's pretty cool. And then over there, that looks like a body of water or snow. I can't tell. Then here is the prison, and here's the new shotgun, of course. Prisoners handcuffed with guards. This is inside the prison, obviously. And then here we see the dam. Now this is power lines, and that's the power center, whatever you want to call it. Here's on top of the dam. We have a mega zombie spawn, which is awesome. The river, of course, that might be where the fishing town is, or it could be at the bottom of the dam. Zombie spawns on top. Yeah. And keep an eye out for these power lines, because that's going to be saying, oh, hey, the dam feeds the power to this place. Or whatever, if it was still working. And then here we see the flooded city that he talked about multiple times. Something funny that I saw was these little beach chairs up here, so they can sit on the roof and sunbathe and stuff. This is where he teased. He probably took the screenshot right down there because of the vines on these gas stations and fast food place. Talked about that in the last update. Now here we see a peak in the background, and this is the police station. Now, police station, obviously underwater, went by pretty fast. Nothing too special there. Now here we see some kind of bomb shelter or bunker, or maybe even Scorpion 7 research lab. Not really sure. And then we see some wildlife up there. That might mean that he's going to put more of an emphasis on like survival instead of just going and looting and PvPing. A lot of people have been asking for it to come back to its survival roots, because if there's a lot more wildlife, you can hunt and then get food that way. Might be cool to see. But we see just a little bit in there, and then it changes. See these power lines right here? That means this is on the other side of the dam, the lower side where the water feeds out, so the dam might be just that way. And we see a peak over there. Then we see the Mods Too Much team that he mentioned in the update notes helping him record, and he's somewhere in there. Yeah, he's just back there. And then here oh, let's go back a frame. This looks like the river town maybe, and a bridge. So seeing if that is the river town that was shown earlier, that means that that's below the dam, and then there's the rocket launch somewhere around here. Now here's an awesome cave system that might be above the waterfall that I mentioned earlier. Might just be somewhere else. and they go exploring in it. And then here we see a sewer system, which is awesome because the last Russia map was cool to be able to go underground in the subway, which it wasn't the sewer, but this is going to be the actual sewer. And keep in mind the red flares for a little bit. I have a theory on this. So sewer system, they're throwing red flares. Here is a coalition checkpoint. I doubt these are NPCs. I'm pretty sure all the NPCs are going to be at the coalition base and maybe a few other places. And here we see the coalition Ural, which is awesome. So they go through checkpoint to stop zombies, a double airlock door, which is cool to have. And then here we see the quarry. Now, at first I thought this was a tank factory, but then I was like, wait, you can't put tanks on that small of a tread. And then I realized, oh hey, this is the quarry. So if we see in a second, yeah, I'll try and brighten this up for you guys. This is a conveyor belt that leads probably to a cave system maybe, and then we have some scaffolding up here and some more scaffolding over here, which that's awesome. And then here we see some dump trucks. Danaby2 actually found these. I'll post a video. You can hit the info button now to see his video of when he found them. So they look like they're hauling stuff around. And then here is a different coalition checkpoint. Now the reason why I say this is different is because there is a billboard here that I didn't notice earlier, plus these doors are broken down, and also the power lines are here, so this means it's below the dam, probably. And yeah, so that's pretty awesome. So it zooms out, looks like there's some coalition spawns and some construction stuff and maybe even some military. Now this is kind of the creepy part, because after the virus broke out, they put the dead people in body bags and then they burned them. That's really creepy. But you can see the flames in the body bags. That's And then right here you can see the container that fell off this semi. And you can see all these signs that say stop, quarantine, do not enter, and stuff like that. Then we see a coalition area right there. Now this is probably going to be one of the biggest cities, maybe. Not really sure. But you see a huge coalition set up with like tents and everything. This might be a coalition 18-wheeler that was hauling supplies to them. Not sure. One thing that I did stream this live. You can check out the live stream if you really want to, but I'm saying everything here too. But Jarrett Bishop, he's a map creator, and he mentioned that there's finally exits for the highway, which he's gonna love using. So that's kind of a cool thing. Now there are these little interesting yellow things up here that are like raised walkways that I could not figure out, and I still have no idea. So guys, if you know what they are, comment down below. Right over here we see some like posts, like spiked posts for a fence to try and block off zombies or intruders or whatever. Then over here we see a medical tent, and that went away real fast. This is another view of it. So those raised walkways again going to buildings, and then we see a hospital and plenty of shipping containers. And here's just another view, and here's another coalition checkpoint, a mall over there, a post office, water tower, the main tall building from Seattle and Washington, a construction area, apartments, police station. I think that's a bigger police station, pretty sure. Fire station, other buildings. Can't really see too much else from here. So here's the quarantine zone. But obviously it's been broken down by zombies. And here is a great overview of the city. Now we see over here, and I was really confused in the stream until I think Phantomato pointed this out to me. Right here, so this is probably the fast food, this is the fast food, this is like the gas station, food mart or whatever, and this is like a car wash. And then you see this fence again that they tried to block off the entire city with, the safe area, which that's kind of cool. And we see some more houses, water tower, that looks like a mechanic shop right there, the post office again. So you can kind of figure out, get a sense of where everything is in the city. Yeah. And then here again we see the red flares. So my theory, it's probably not a true theory, but I was speculating that the red flares, since they were throwing them here, might that means the sewer might be close by. Not really sure. Anyways, this is the castle now. I'll be throwing up a little cinematic shot of it in daylight since it's already been added to the game. It's castle number 3 if you want to put it in a map, if you feel like that. So here's another shot of them fighting. And then if we go back just a little bit, here's a hind shooting down at the camp below. I'm going to try and brighten this up. I can't see it too well. That might be a river right there. Looks like a tank. Peak. So yeah. Alright, so another shot of it. Looks like, again, the 4-lane road. We've never seen a 4-lane road in Unturned before, so that's pretty cool, even though it's just a road. Okay, so guys, this is the creepiest part, probably, of this entire thing. Now, Nelson posted a while ago in one of the updates that he was working on, like, a burned down city. So that might mean when the infection spread there that the coalition or someone tried to burn down the city to stop the virus from spreading, but it just turned the zombies into flaming zombies. So that's really creepy. Plus it left a bunch of burned down buildings, and this looks like a military checkpoint here. And this is also somehow a dead zone, so you can see all the glowing green zombies, so that's really creepy. But there's probably going to be some awesome loot here. As you see, Nelson and the Mods Too Much team are going in there. And now we see one of the coolest parts of this map. This entire map is cool, but this is really cool. It's like a mountainside hangar. And this might be coalition, might not be, might just be military. But you can see in there, it's like offices or whatever. And then we see 3 jets take off. That's just so cool, guys. Just look at that. Ah, it's so awesome. Germany's gonna be an awesome map, guys. Can't wait. So here we see like a little mini military base. We see a helipad. We see some barracks. We see the German Jeep, which is a reskin of the other 2 Jeeps, or 3 Jeeps, I don't really know anymore. And then here's like an armory and a shooting range, some workout equipment in the entrance. Now here we see one of 2 space shuttle things. So I think this is a launch, pretty sure it is, but this is an underground launch, which is really strange because in a moment, you see how there's all this grass around it? In a moment, you'll see another spaceship launch right here. Now this is above ground and there's no grass around it. That's a completely different color of grass, just to frame back. So I'm thinking that this is a completely new shuttle launch. So that last one might be coalition or something. I really don't know. We'll have to see once the map comes out. And once the map does come out, I will be live streaming it for the entirety of it. Alright guys, now we see all the reskins of the military cars. So we see the Ural, the Jeep, and the Humvee, which is awesome. And this is a nice little military base. Probably going to be some good loot here. There might be an underground portion to this. Me Like Big Boom found the this object in the files. There's not too much of an underground portion. It's just for like exhaust of the space shuttle. And now here we see a better view of the castle. Now over here we see the space shuttle launch that we were just looking at just a second ago, which is awesome. So like some locations are going to be close together, some locations are going to be spread out. I have no idea. I'm going to assume that this map is going to be a large map like Russia, but it could be medium. I have no idea. We'll have to see when it comes out. And here we see the end with Nelson, Games, Mookie, and possibly Spyjack. I want to say that is Spyjack. And then down here we see a wine bottle, and the keg of beer is gone, so I assume this is a different tent or whatever. But the little beer taps are still there, and a wine rack is still there. And that is it for the trailer. And this update is coming out July 7th again, and that means it's going to be coming out of early access. I have no idea if that means weekly updates are going away, but guys, this is going to be awesome to see once it comes out. Alright guys, now that you've seen the trailers and everything else, the update notes, we're going to go in game, and we're already in game, and we're going to show you some of the objects and stuff that's already in game for Germany. So we're just going to start off with the castle. So the object is called Castle number 3, and as you see, it is very big and cool. So you can't go inside, sadly, but it's still a really cool spot to maybe hide some loot in, like one of the towers or something, maybe up here. I don't really know, but yeah. And the name of this is, I'm just gonna butcher this, Schloss Neuschwanstein, and Hexadecimal told me that. So shout out to Hexadecimal for telling me that. Now over here, as you saw in the trailer, we have the beer kegs and a beer tap, which I think is destructible. If you, oh, you can't, you can just walk right through it. Yep. And then right here we have Oktoberfest #1, and these little canopy things actually wave in the wind, which is cool. So all the beer stuff and all that stuff is Oktoberfest, which, if you didn't know, is a yearly thing that happens in October in Germany. And yeah, it's just a big celebration. And here we have all the bridges. So here is bridge line #1 Europe. That's the name of the object in game. So yeah, that's that. And then the next one is bridge line #2 Europe. And as you see, fits right in with the last one. So that's pretty cool. And then right here we have bridge line broken #1. So there's going to be a broken bridge, obviously. So kind of like the one going over Rainbridge Island in Washington, and Confederation Bridge. And we have bridge line broken #2 Europe. These all have Europe in the end, so if you want to search these up in the level editor, you can just search Europe and all these will come up in a big list. So that's that. And then right here we have bridge line cap #1 Europe. So this is like the ending of it, so this is where it takes off from the land, and yeah. So now over here I'm going to assume this is going to be bridge line cap #2 Europe. So this is how it ends. It goes into the terrain again. Alright, so now we have bridge turn #2 Europe. Oops. And it's just a turn and a bridge. That's it. Nothing to see there. It's kind of interesting though that it doesn't have the the short lines on it like the other bridges do and other roads. And now we have road line #1 Europe. Now this is just a road. Yeah. How exciting. Shout out to Danaby2 for telling me about those. His channel will be in the description. Now we're moving on to clothing and vehicles that are already in game. So you can go and spawn these in without any trouble. So we're going to start off with the lederhosen top and bottom. So this is some traditional German outfit stuff. So that's pretty cool. The IDs are $14.98 for the top, and the bottom is $14.99. The ghillie hood for Germany, this is the German terrain stuff, $14.94. The ghillie top is $14.92. The ghillie vest is $14.95, and the ghillie bottom is $14.93. And the military top, that's the only thing in game so far, is $14.91. Of course, there's going to be a vest, pants, helmet, and usually like a beret, but those things aren't in yet. And now we come to the Humvee, which it has an ID of 143. Now it's only called the Humvee so far, but it will probably be called German Humvee in the final release. So now we have the Huey, which has an ID of 144, and that's just a reskinned Huey for Germany. And we have the German Jeep, which is an ID of 145, so just reskinned again. And now these are really cool. You saw these in the trailer, obviously. These are the coalition vehicles. So we have the Jeep, which has an ID of 146, and the Ural, which has an ID of 147. What is weird is that they don't have a Humvee in game yet, so you can't spawn a coalition Humvee in, and you can't spawn in a German Ural yet for some reason. He hasn't added those in yet. And the APC has an ID of 148 for Germany. And then the fighter jet has been in for quite a while, and that has an ID of 140. Moving on to the guns. Now, here are all the guns. If you've been keeping up with the updates in the past weeks, then you've already seen this. You can skip past this. And we have the Luger ID 1476, Luger magazine 1487. We have the whatever that's called, oh god, I'm butchering this. The Machine thing, yes, that thing. So anyways, that's that. It used to be called the MP40, but then he went back to his usual naming scheme of naming things different than what they actually are. We have the Determinator, ID 1480, that takes 12 gauge shells, which has an ID of 113. We have the Empire 1481 and the Empire Magazine 1483, so that's a pretty cool gun. It actually is the longest range secondary weapon that you can get. And now we have the Devil's Bane, which has an ID of 1484, and the Devil's Bane magazine, which has an ID of 1485. And last but not least, Swiscaware. Now you've probably seen my tutorial and the update video where I found this. You can click the info button now to go to that tutorial. This is not in-game yet, so you have to actually mod this in type thing. It's not an actual mod, but you have to go into the files and change some stuff. So that will have an ID of 1488, and the Swiscaware magazine is actually in-game, so you can use this with any military gun. I don't know why you would, since it only has 20 shots, but it has an ID of 1490. So guys, that is it for all the in-game stuff so far. We're actually going to go take a look at Hexadecimal's data mining Discord server, and we're going to go through all the things that are in there. So let's go over there. Alright guys, so now we are in Hexadecimal's Discord, where he has been data mining since last month, and he has found so much stuff. Shout out to him, go check out his channel, link is in the description. He is awesome, guys. He let me have all this information, so we're gonna just scroll through all of this information. It's gonna take a while, but we're gonna go kind of fast. So this looks like some kind of bridge or platform or something. One of the sunken houses probably in that water area from the trailer. What looks like a slide or an exit ramp, I can't tell. That might be the exit ramp from the big highway in the trailer, not really sure. Here's another look at the dam compared to the prison, which that's crazy massive. Here we have a big barrel that we saw at the Oktoberfest celebration. Here we have a cruise ship in comparison to another part of the dam. That's not going to be in game. In Germany, obviously. Here we see one of the not prison doors. Here we see one of the doors that was on the do not enter quarantine zone that was kicked in. Here we see part of the gate. Some of the burned up ruins. That goes on for a little while. Another burned up ruins. Here we see some kind, it looks like a satellite, different satellite. This looks like some kind of tram, something like a tram car, like I don't really know. And then we see one of the prison watchtowers. Here we see what I think is the prison. It looks like the prison since it has the middle section out, yeah. And I honestly have no idea what that is. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Anyways, moving on. Here's another look at the house that was at the farm, as you guys saw, with that little balcony and the two sun chairs that were sitting there. Here's another look at it with a little back porch. Here's another fire ruins. Here's one of the like engine motor things, or generators for the dam that's inside. You can't swim through the dam. He found that out. He looked in the inside of it, and it just blocks off and doesn't go through it, sadly. That'd be cool though. This looks like some kind of trailer something. I think that might be from that trailer park with the little observation deck of the canyon. Here's a better look at the image from earlier, as he said. Another one. And these could be old, that's what he said right there. But this is a rainbow. I don't even know why Nelson made that. But these are just some textures that he has of different coalition uniforms. And here's a look at the prison in-game. He modded it in. And here are some more looks at the prison insides. And all the prison cells. That looks really cool, guys. Here's it compared to one of the towers. Here is a look at the tower. So that's pretty awesome. Here's another look at the tower. It'll probably have a ladder going up. And here's some old stuff that he found a while ago. This is the space shuttle launch. This is the space shuttle launch compared to the sunken ship. I forget what it's called, but it's at the Pearl Harbor Monument. Here's the wine rack from the Oktoberfest. Here's the power lines from the dam. Here's a chair. And here's another chair. and the dump truck. Now some of this stuff he did tell me might not be added. Some of this is just random stuff. Now what this looks like, this is probably that underground space shuttle launch that you saw with that, see, remember that big opening with the doors closing? And this little entrance right here, that might be that one entrance that I said could be like a missile launch or something in the trailer. I'll show a picture of that right now. That could be what it is. Now here is two different versions of this, and here's the greenhouse from the farm, and here are the two different shuttle launch versions. I think this one is the final one, I believe. This one may not be in game. And this is the underground shuttle launch in game, as you see, with all the different colors and all the staircases. That's really cool. He threw this together. It's not part of the map, but the models are official, so it could look something like that, but as we've seen, it probably won't. And here's a look at the like in the mountain hangar for the jets that they take off in. And here's another probably look at that. Another look at it. I'm guessing this is also a part of it. Yeah, it's a huge facility, guys. That's awesome. So here we see some of the houses that are being added. It's just some small houses. That's another image of it from a while ago. Here we see he put together like a little prison scene, but this isn't obviously part of the map. Here's some of the trailers for the trailer park. So what I thought was a tram earlier might just be a trailer for the trailer park. Not really sure. There is a random cube. Here is one of the roads that didn't show up for us in the game, sadly. Here are those posts from the big city where the quarantine zone is, where they tried to stop the zombies from getting in. Here's like either a railroad tie or a big beam of some kind. Here's some coalition crates, 1 and 2. Boulder, maybe? That might be the train track where the train crashed. Here's like a conveyor belt, or those little yellow things that I saw in the city that I couldn't figure out were. Here's a basketball goal. Here's another one of those yellow things from the city. Here's a coalition thing, a tree trunk. Oh, this is the sewer, guys. Remember when Games Too Much and Mookie Too Much and Spyjack and Nelson were throwing flares around in there? Yeah, that's from that. Here is that SWAT car that I think is a SWAT car, but this is in the prison scene. Here's another part of the sewer, and this is at the actual train track where the train crashed. The other one, I'm not really sure what it was. Here's no idea what this is. Gonna be straight up honest with you guys. Here's a spaceship part. That's what Hexadecimal said. Some more just random objects. These might be a part of the dam, seeing as the 2 holes, or these could be from the checkpoints. I think that's actually what they are. They're from the coalition checkpoints where they were looking out. Some more stuff from the sewer, maybe? I don't know why there's a car crash in there. Yeah, some more sewer stuff. Oh, the airlock doors from the coalition thing. So, heck yeah, quarantine, do not enter. The syndicate was here, so this has, I'm pretty sure, some storyline behind it. It's gonna have a lot of lore. Not really sure. Here's a coalition spray paint thing saying to where the coalition is. So here's some new trees that were added. Here's some more models that are in the trailer. This is the sewer system in game that he modded in. Here's some platforms and stuff, some boulders. Here's the first image from the game, and it's like an elevator. So that's what that was. Some stop sign for scale to the quarantine that you saw in the trailer. Some more stuff for the prison. The burned up buildings. There's a chair, and that's the chair compared to the coalition checkpoints. Here's a car wash, and here's some new terrain things. Yeah. So here's some more terrain stuff. These are some like grass and objects. No idea what these are. They're just 2 blocks. here's another look at the car wash that we saw in game. And here are some coalition tents, an office chair. This is probably a chute of some kind at the quarry. These are some power lines. This is it compared to a ghost wreck. Maybe clothesline, I think. This is the coalition checkpoint. He just connected the walls. The Swiscower mag and his site, Stanity, found that and posted it here. And not really sure what this is. Some kind of building. Can't really tell. But that's cool. And more tall trees. Some trees that we've never seen before. I don't know that these will make it in the map, but they exist, so that's pretty cool. Burned up trees for the burned up city and the dead zone. More trees for the burned up city area. This is from the farm. So I think this might be like a vineyard type thing. I don't really know. It's all just speculation. These could be vines. That might be for the Hawaii overhaul though. This is an underground system of some kind. We really don't know what that is. A giant plunger. It's hollow inside. That's what he said. I don't know what this is. There's a lot of stuff in here. That's crazy. But here's a house of some kind, or like a shed. He just figured out that the map was Germany with the German uniform sprites. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Thank you all for watching. I am super hyped up for the 3.20 update. It's coming out July 7th. Be ready for it, guys. I'll be posting any more updates that come out, so be sure to be on the lookout for those. Thank you all for watching. I'm SomebodyOnEarth, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.